Disper- So population dispersion. So population dispersion means so it is a pattern of spacing among the individuals within the geographical boundaries. So that is how these organisms are spaced in an area. So it is called as the population dispersion. So again, this population dispersion, again, it is three types. That is clumped dispersion, random dispersion, and uniform dispersion. So first one is the clumped dispersion. In clumped dispersion, that is the clumped is a pattern when individuals are aggregated in patches. So in this clumped dispersion, they live in groups or they are aggregated in one area. So the most frequent pattern of distribution in the population is a clumped dispersion. So reasons for this clumped dispersion are so some areas of the habitat which may be not suitable for them are heterogeneous environment with the resources which are concentrated in patches, uh, tendency of offsprings to remain with parents, and mating or social behavior of the individuals. So these are the reasons because of this. So they may live in clumped, that is they live in groups. So, for example, these are the examples for clumped dispersion. So, many animals, such as these wolves, generally they living in a groups, which increases the effectiveness of the hunting. So, it also useful. This dispersion mainly helps the organisms for the living, increases the effectiveness of hunting for mainly for animals. So it will helps for the hunting and also the spread the work of protecting and also the caring of young one. And which also helps to exclude the other individuals from their territory. So they cannot allow the other along with this. So this one is the clumped dispersion. Second one is the uniform dispersion. So here these organisms, they are spaced uniformly or population which maintain the minimum distance from one another. So in plants, we can of nutrients. So generally, we can also use this uniform dispersion. We can observe in the farms also crop croplands. So because if we have generally farmers they place uniformly because so it also helps for the availability. There is no competition for water, sunlight, or nutrients to get more amount of water, nutrients, and sunlight for these plants. So example is creos bushes in the Mojave Desert. So here animals also due to the strong territory. Example here is desert lizard, Utah species. So here another one is the penguins also. So they also live uniformly. They also spacing is we can observe the uniform spacing or dispersion in penguins also. The birds nesting on a small island such as these king penguins and South Georgia Island. So here the South Atlantic Ocean. So generally they exhibit the uniform spacing and which we maintained by the aggressive interactions between the neighbors. So another one is the random dispersion. So here the spacing pattern is irregular and are unpredictable. So it is least common pattern of distribution. So reasons for this random dispersion is so members of the species they do not frequently interact with one another, are are not heavily influenced by the microenvironments within their habitat. So another one is a random dispersion. So it is the with least common method. So here the random dispersion. Here the dandelions generally they grow from the wind blown seeds. So they land at the random and later they germinate. So it is the random, that is irregular spacing of the organisms. So here that is the dispersion means that is the spacing of the organisms particular in a particular area. So based on the uh, spacing of these organisms, so again here three types, that is the clumped dispersion. In clumped the organisms are live in a groups, whereas in random they are living irregularly, whereas the spacing arrangement is irregular, whereas in uniform they are placed regularly. So this is about the dispersion. So the factors which affecting the this distribution are mainly density dependent and density independent. So here the mainly the density independent factors like floods or hurricanes or unseasonable weather changes or fire or clear cutting or pesticide spraying. So these are the density independent factors. Whereas the density dependent factors are competition for the resources, predation, parasitism, and also the infectious diseases. So these are the density dependent factors which affect the distribution of the organisms. So another one is another characteristic future of this population characteristic